Today we're making egg salad sandwiches with some pretty special ingredients.
And even a special guest. Stay
tuned. Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Courtney.
Welcome to the home of Almost Vegan Cooking School. Remember when we wanted to share a dozen family favorites for our vegan cooking series, our family cooking series?
Yeah.
Well, I reached out to a few of our students, and Janelle wrote back and she said she loves egg salad, vegan egg salad, and she makes it for lunch and for dinner. But honestly, I wasn't that excited about it. I tried it a few years ago with celery and onions like my mom made it, and anyway.
That's kind of what I was expecting when you shared your egg salad with us last week, and wow, it was so good. Those fresh herbs made such a difference.
Well, honestly, it's because I've become a better cook and I have learned how to add fresh garden herbs, and we're even going to be using capers. But of course, our substitute will be tofu, a block of tofu. Now, I know some of you know Jenny from the cooking classes right here in my kitchen. We have been cooking for a long time, but actually this little segment right here all of a sudden got kind of emotional because I love her and I love you. Anyway, she's with us today, which is really special. She came many years ago when I first started this cooking school, right? And I had free cooking lessons.
Free lessons, free classes.
And you like free.
Yes.
And it was outside a movie theater here in Denver. I was very inspired to share cooking with people who wanted to learn how to go vegan. And Jenny came to her first class, and afterwards at the door, what did you say to me?
Well, we went through the class and it was great, and I realized that Debbie needed my help. She needed an assistant, and so I volunteered myself, and we've been doing it since, forever.
You told me I needed an assistant.
I did.
And my mouth kind of dropped. But I listened to her, and we've been cooking together ever since. And she's the one who really made me feel comfortable with tofu, because I didn't use a lot of tofu in the beginning. Oh, do you want to start it?
Sure.
It's pretty simple, right?
Yes. First, we're going to drain the tofu. You don't need to squeeze the water or squeeze anything. You can drain it right in the canister,
The plastic container.
Just flip it open. Cut it, flip it open, and wash it. You always have to wash your tofu.
And I've saw so many recipes over the year when I first started cooking this way that you have to press tofu, and so often you really don't. But this is the trick, really, is to let it drain, rinse and drain. So we put it in a plastic bowl so you can see it. We'll be prepping the rest of our egg salad, and by then it's going to be ready.
So we moved our tofu to the back counter, and we're gonna let that drain for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna start mixing together our dressing for the egg salad. We're gonna start with some vegan mayonnaise. We're just gonna use the jarred veganese today, but if you'd like a recipe for an oil-free homemade version of mayonnaise, make sure you go to our website and sign up for our newsletter.
And we have two versions, a cashew base and a white bean base, oil-free mayonnaise.
Sounds delicious, so make sure you sign up. And we're also gonna add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And again, if you'd like an oil-free version of this egg salad, you could just skip that.
You probably would, and I'd probably add it.
And we're gonna also add some Dijon mustard and a little bit of minced garlic.
And finally, I want to talk a little bit about capers, because capers might be an unusual ingredient for you, but these are actually flower buds that haven't opened, and I just kind of love that. And they are picked at the proper time, and then they are preserved or pickled in a brine similar to olives, but they have this wonderful flavor that's very pungent, salty, and they have a nice aroma. They pack a really big punch. So if you've never had capers, they're sold in these cute little jars, and you can use them over pizza, obviously in the egg salad.
I started cooking with capers when I went to your salad class.
Yes.
I had a great recipe for that.
Yeah, they're great with like Italian pasta dishes. And sometimes I like putting capers with bagels and cream cheese too, and a little bit of red onion, because it, again, is a great flavor. So if you're watching your salt, you may want to rinse your capers, but otherwise, this is a little draining spoon, and we're going to add about 1 tablespoon to that. And a half a lemon.
And then for our spices today, we're going to add some turmeric, some celery seed, and a little bit of salt.
And the celery seed, if that's another new ingredient for you, I often add that to potato salad too in the summertime, and it is a great seasoning.
And then we're going to top everything off
Little
with
bit
some
of
fresh
salt.
herbs.
So our next step is just cubing up the tofu. And we've got an expert in the kitchen to help us with that.
Look at all the water, Debbie. Just 20 minutes and almost.
Looks like about a half an inch,
Yeah.
which is pretty marvelous. We didn't have to squeeze or do anything, just a little patience.
So we're cutting it about 1/4 inch.
Yes,
This reminds me of your mapa tupu
it does, yeah.
in the,
And tofu, tofun,
Yes.
101.
that was good. You never made egg salad.
Okay, so Jenny's gonna add the tofu to this marvelous yellow dressing. And then we're gonna add our fresh herbs. So we're lucky enough to have some fresh chives from Jenny's garden.
I cut these this morning, Debbie.
And then the last herb that we're going to add is dill. And these fronds are so soft that we're just gonna take this right to the tip and do another minced chop. So now I'd like to add our freshly chopped herbs, and oh my goodness, the aroma is incredible. So when you see a recipe for fresh herbs, I want you to pack it in. That's really the best way to measure this. Now I'm just gonna fold everything in, which is just a gentle stir. So I've gently folded in all those fresh garden herbs, and I want the flavors to mingle, so we're gonna allow this to rest for just a few minutes before we begin to serve.
Our egg salad looks delicious, and I smell all those fresh herbs. It's too bad Jenny couldn't stay for lunch.
I know, but she did promise that she's gonna stop back.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Should we eat? We hope you enjoyed our time together.
And if you like cooking with plants, be sure to visit almostvegancookingschool.com and enroll in our online cooking course.
It's all in an effort to heal our bodies, heal each other, and heal our world. One recipe at a time.